Hey folks, this is Kalani. Going to be looking at something which was kind of removed from the game for a little while, but it's come back, and it's come back in full force, which is a little confusing because they kind of... I assumed they disabled this content to fix it, but it's still got the same problem. So what are we doing? We're down in Cursed Shore, we're down at Shelter's Gate Waypoint, and we're doing an escort event from Shelter's Gate down into... Ooh, if we can down into Jofast's Waypoint. Now this is Jofast and her dolly axe. You may see I've got some unusual gear on, and that's because I'll be running with a little bit of toughness for this, because I want to get credit on what we're farming. Now, basically, you get a lot of champions. If we throw... Oh, we failed with that, but... The idea is to hit stuff down there, but you don't want to stay around too long because you get a nice little Zerg appearing. Nice little Zerg of Risen appearing to destroy the dolly axe. And obviously, because it's an escort, the dolly axe, you want to keep them alive long enough for a decent amount of champions to spawn, which are on their way. So in this first little pack, you've got 2 champions. Now, several people seem to be doing this a little differently. One of the ways is to fail it here, which isn't necessarily the best one, but it does give you two champions. It gives you a few champions. Obviously, depending on how many people you've got, it's not ideal to finish it this early, but it can work because you do get access to the few champions. The other option is to basically keep going with it until you nearly get to the end. You farm up all the champions and then fail it. So this is a fail to win event, which is a little disappointing. That's why I thought they'd be fixing it, really. See, let's get some credit on this champion. They are some annoying champions, which is annoying, to say the least, with the huge AoE drains, but the point is, this is very good for loot. This is very good for money right now, simply because of the amount of champions. If you've got a Zerg that can actually nuke them down, maybe it's worth guesting on another server. I'm actually guesting myself right now, but it is going down. It's gonna die. That's fine. But as I say, it's not really ideal for it to fail here. But this will give a brilliant opportunity to show you why this is so disgustingly efficient. And I mean really bad. I don't fully understand why this is active again if this problem hasn't been fixed. But basically, in the first Cursed Shore farming, Jofast's Waypoint played a huge part of it. Now, if things do go awry, and it's not exactly the best result for you, you do have the champion Baroness very close by, which can net you another coffer. But basically, because it failed, we're going to go back to Shelter's Gate, and you'll see just how quickly this event comes back up, which I don't understand at all. I really, really do not understand why this is coming up so quickly, so often. Now, as I say, the main issue with this is that too many people are going down when the Zerg is coming up, which is an issue. If people are down here and Risen are coming up and nuking your dolly axe here, you're not going to get very far. But this Zerg doesn't seem to be of great proportions.
If we can get these supplies south, we can
That's it.
my old camp.
That's the event back up.
These Doliacs won't be able to
Nothing skipped out there. Nothing cut out. That was real time. Like 2 minutes, if that, from failure. That's ridiculous. So if you put that into context, and you get the Baroness up every so often as well, if you go far enough with this, you can get enough champions that you end up getting tens of champions within 10 to 15 minutes. depending on how far you get, depending on the size of your Zerg. Obviously, if you've got more people, you're going to get more mobs, and you're going to get more champions. So, kind of ridiculous. This was the problem with it, and this is why it's not been in the game for a while. People were farming it and failing it. We know that ArenaNet doesn't like fail to farm, but I do not understand why they put it back in this state if they know that people are just going to farm it like this. Because people are going to farm it like this. But then the question is, are they going to change it? Because people are saying that, oh well, this is going to get nerfed. But this was the problem before it was removed. Why would they put it back in with nothing changed, with nothing fixed to address the problem? It seems really odd. Although this Zerg actually seems to be failing it on purpose. And waiting down here for the champions. I've never seen this one before. That's interesting. Okay, so you can do this as well. I suppose the reset time for it is actually short enough for you to do this. I'm just wondering if they're actually going to come down though. Okay, this is new and this is strange. But hey, I guess it works if they're doing it. Although I'd prefer to kind of go forward and get a few more champions. Although no champions spawned in this pack. I guess the Zerg isn't quite big enough to spawn champions from the rest of the event, so it's just kind of going in between. Which is interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. I guess if you don't have enough people, that's a really good way to do it. Just kind of, I guess this is going to be another case of different servers are going to do it differently. So kind of pay attention and follow for the first few times that you're actually there on the server. Champion Baroness is up. Let's go, sniper. So yeah, I just thought I'd get this out there because who knows what's going to happen to this? I don't know if it's going to be disabled again, simply because people are farming it and failing it, or if it's going to be nerfed, if the champion spawn rate is going to get taken down, or maybe they brought this back in to get people out of Frostgorge. Because remember that when the nerfs came in for the rest of Cursed Shore, people just farmed Frostgorge, and they just did not care about Cursed Shore anymore. Not a single little tear was shed for Cursed Shore. Everyone just went to Frostgorge. So maybe this is a way of them kind of saying, oh, hey guys, Jofast's back, go do that. And the people who want to come down here and do this will do that, and if people want to stay at Frostgorge, they will. But that spreads people out, which I don't know, I guess they want? I mean, it depends. This is really efficient. You've got a few champions every few minutes. I mean, if you think one champion per minute is probably better than you'd get in Frostgorge if it's got a 2-minute reset timer and you get at least minimum 2 champions. If you've got a large enough Zerg, you get champions from the extra mobs, then you get champions from all the mobs until Jofast's point, where you end up failing the event anyway. But I don't understand why they'd bring something back in which they know people would fail to farm. Which is really odd. But the respawn... There it is! There it is! The respawn time on this is ridiculous. I wonder if it's going to change. I wonder if something here is going to change. But I thought I'd just get that to you guys. This is really efficient. This is really good for making gold. Remember that's champ boxes as well. Champ boxes are brilliant for potential gold with the skins, especially down here in Cursed Shore. You've got the 2 very shiny hammers. You've got a myriad of tier 6 materials you can get from these. The cloth, the metals, the wood, everything. Champ boxes are a good way to make money. This is a good way to get champ boxes. So, Jofast Waypoint, Cursed Shore. Go have some fun before they either change it or give up on stuff. I have no idea. I really don't understand why this has been brought back as it is, which is really weird. But it's here. It's worthwhile while it's still like it is. Shelter's Gate down in Cursed Shore. Remember, if you're over on EU, if your server does not have a Zerg, I know Alona's Reach do, Gandara do, Desolation do. I'm assuming things like trying to remember the other one. I can't remember. It's a French server, but I can't remember. It's Aurora Glade. Is that the French one? Are we in? Whoops. Different server. Yeah, just go into a high pop realm. Desolation's probably the best. Although you may get into an overflow for Desolation, but this is ridiculous. Really ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.